Ever since Project Melody came into existence, or I should say prominence, because Melody's been around for like a year on Twitter, her recent success on Chatterbait, Pornhub, and YouTube has led to the anger of many cam girls. Well, only the anger of some cam girls. I know a few women in pornography right now, and all the ones that are doing well, that got stuff going on and can win awards, don't care about Project Melody. It's all the girls who are camming that are, not very popular that are upset by this. It was a lot like when YouTube put in that whole sort of criteria where you had to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch minutes before you could get monetization for your videos. And everyone that couldn't reach those levels started screaming to the high heavens about how unfair it was. And it's like, listen, you're no load. Nothing personal. But if you can't figure out how to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in this day and age and 4,000 watch minutes, it's not for you. It's the same thing with the Chatterbait Project Melody thing. Only the women that aren't doing very well anymore are the ones affected by it or even really care. And really, it made no sense because the people who are watching Project Melody probably weren't going to watch you stick your fist up your chocolate sugar starfish, if you catch my drift. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen on there, it's repulsive. I'm into chicks and all, but these like dragon dildos and giant tentacles, how am I supposed to get hot for a woman stuffing something up her body that's bigger than my thigh? There's no way in my mind I could think she's gonna love my tiny penis. So of course, Project Melody came out. She got a backlash from cam girls that couldn't succeed on the platform. And then she got defended by everyone else who just pretty much like laughing at the carnage ensue because frankly, it's the internet. We all love to troll. Newsflash. Trolling is like the all-American pastime, not baseball. It's taking me a while to get to this. There's so much stuff going on, but I figured I'd look back at it because it's funny. With an article that says, do fans of cartoon porn stars hate real women? That's a stretch.
Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. No, bitch. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Bitch.
The fan base of Project Melody, an anime character, and the next step in digital sexuality may overlap with the more misogynistic corners of the internet. Exactly. Men hate women so much that they want to masturbate to an animated woman? What? That doesn't even make sense. I hate women. Oh, I'm going to teach you, Becky. Oh, Melody. Take it, Melody. In typical form, as many of these trashy internet websites that are dying slow deaths, like Wired, Vice, Vox, etc., they hire writers that are like Carlos Maza in the thought process region. Anything I don't approve of is obviously the epitome of evil. And since Project Melody is popular, the only logical explanation for this is that the men watching her hate women. What doesn't make sense to me is how this article frames things. I can't even come up with analogies for this because it kind of boggles the mind. You see, the reason why Project Melody became popular as she is, which this article doesn't pick up on or probably doesn't want to, is the fact that the backlash from cam girls aimed towards the character led to people defending the character, finding it funny, and realizing, well, this is going to be a great troll. We're going to support Project Melody in spite of these angry women. That's all there is to it. It's not really rocket science. It really isn't. All right? That's how come Trump won the election. I'm going to give you Democrats a real big clue here. When you guys went after Trump,
I want to end this by calling out all the big YouTubers. Some I know and some you viewers might know. See, making videos like this, they're not popular. They're not going to get you subscribers. They're not going to boost your view counts. But there is something much more valuable than subscribers or dollars, and that's backbone.
Do you think New York State should recognize gay marriage?
No.
No. Okay.
And I want the Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran. And I want them to understand that because
Mexico is such an important problem on our doorstep.
I voted numerous times when I was a senator to spend money to build a barrier.
Focused on making fun of him instead of, working together as Democrats to pick a candidate people would have actually voted for instead of Hillary Clinton, Trump became an internet meme. Therefore, everybody thought it'd be a big funny troll, outside of the people who generally think Trump is great, to put him in office. It was a big F you to the establishment, to the system at hand. You see, had these girls not created a stink about Project Melody, she probably wouldn't be half as popular as she is. But since you guys don't understand the Streisand effect, you just keep repeating the same mistake over and over and over again. And then you lean on the crutch of men bad, men evil, men hate women. Men hate women so much they masturbate to robot women. Men bad, bad, bad. The article talks a bit about how Project Melody has become very popular. I see her video where she talks about art and hentai has shot to 200k views. It also touches on the popularity of Hatsune Miku and how some Asian dudes married her in Japan. Those are the herbivore men. We're not even getting into that because who really cares? That's not the meat and potatoes of this. Among Melody's hardest core fan base are the digisexuals, people who express their sexual identity through technology. We live in a day and age where there's a sexuality for everything. Like, for real, there's the furries too. I don't even know what their sexuality is. Moderators aren't deaf to it. She appeals to many different groups, including online communities that politically lean right.
What? Oh no!
Why is that even, like, relevant? There isn't any speak of people who lean left politically. Only right, which would then insinuate Project Melody. It's a little bad. People who might like Trump might like Project Melody. That's a big problem. What about the Bernie bros? How many Bernie bros like Melody? I'm sure there are a few. And here's another great one. Although that depiction might make one assume that her fans are all incels, that's not really true. So if you lean politically to the right, you could possibly be seen as an incel by this journalist.
Do you hate women?
No.
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 That's a weird leap. Yes, they make up a significant part of her fan base. Incels, short for involuntary celibates, are among the most virulently misogynistic communities on the internet. Ah, yes, those damn misogynists. They hate women so much they'll punish women by giving all their attention to a virtual one. They're diabolical.
What is your opinion towards women?
Like what I think of them?
Yes.
I do think they are very important, but...
In the last decade, about half a dozen men who identify as incels have either perpetuated or attempted mass murder. Once again, now we're pulling in incels and the whole Elliot Rodgers thing, kind of. Like, what does her fan base, even if they are incels, have to do with the character at hand? It's basically to inform you that the people who are interested in Melody most likely are bad people. They most likely are incels and lean to the right, and they could possibly do some shootings. I'm surprised the journalist didn't sit there and go, some of the people who like Project Melody also like the Joker movie. Nobody's saying Project Melody's fans are out for blood. It's notable that many of their memes praise Melody by tearing down human women. Everyone I spoke to mentioned that they thought human cam models seemed bored and lazy. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're not wrong. Have you seen some of those Chatterbait videos? Like, the girls just sit there for prolonged periods and wait for money to show up, which, you know, I guess it's part of the cami thing, but you could tell some of these girls are not enjoying it, you know, and Melody at least seems funny and alive. Some of these girls seem kind of like they're zoning out. And I'll talk about this later, but there are even some women that are trying to capitalize on other women on Chatterbait by trying to create a whorehouse. And it just went down on Twitter, dude. This chick just tried to become a pimp, and it blew up in her face.
What about exploiting women?
Well, you know, when a man does it, it's exploitation. When a woman does it, it's good business.
But we're going to skip that for now. And other members of the community openly harass women who criticize Project Melody. Are memes now harassment, or laughing at them, or having a rebuttal? And the answer is yes. If you're a male and you reply to anything a woman says, and it's anything less than praise, you're harassing her. Others tend to express contempt for women at large. The ultimate thought destroyer is an anime cam girl. Is that really contempt? It looks like satire to me. Literally, that's what it looks like.
Who hurt you, or what happened? What event sort of catalyzed this way of thinking and you getting into this kind of research?
One YouTube commenter wrote, "We live in the best timeline." I'd almost believe that was on my Project Melody video, because I could have sworn I saw someone say that. Or maybe odds are a lot of people said it, because I talk a lot about the dark timeline. In fact, we all realize we're in the dark timeline. Is that really contempt for women, though? We live in the best timeline. Project Melody's here. Yay! It's funny. But then again, where would this article be on Wired if it didn't somehow vilify men? Women coming in and shitting on dudes for liking Melody. Not a problem. Guys who defend Melody and make memes about Melody.
Over the line! Huh? I'm sorry, Smokey. You were over the line. That's a foul.
They are harassing women. They hate women. One man said we live in the best timeline. He is just a misogynistic piece of crap. Blah, blah, blah. Spokesman for Chaturbate said that the original cam girl for Melody had to prove her age and whatnot. We all know that. Here is the ending of the article. This one paragraph pretty much sums up everything. Everything else is just a pointless read because it all boils down to what the journalist genuinely feels right here. And it is expect backlash too. Melody is literally a product of the male gaze. I don't even understand that. Everything is a product of the male gaze according to women today. The only time the male gaze isn't bad is when it's benefiting a woman financially. That's it. And even then, you're still going to be shamed for it. Really, it boils down to my tweet. Stop objectifying women. Guys, start watching Projekt Melody. Some people watch her ironically just to piss off cam girls on the site. This journalist is not going to pick up on that. Then it turns into, you hate women because you're not watching them on Chaturbate. You're watching Projekt Melody. How the hell can you please people then? No matter what you do as a man, you're bad. Melody is literally a product of the male gaze, a person who is probably a man phantoming femininity for the audience of paying men. It is Chaturbate. They are women literally naked, shoving baseball bats in places they don't belong. Melody, honest to God, seems like a step down from that level of madness. I mean, if you're into it, fine. But for me, I'm just like, I'm tapping out. Like, for real. Projekt Melody's the problem. Oh no, men aren't watching women stuff gigantic things inside of themselves. They're watching an anime girl and anime titties. Misogynists! Some of these men seem to bore such ill will towards women that they'd rather masturbate to a glitchy cartoon than try to talk to one. Then again, for human women's sake, it's probably best to leave them to it. Well, if you thought that way, why'd you write this article? If you genuinely believe that many of the people who watch Projekt Melody are such disgusting creatures, cretins, foul denizens, whatever word you want to use, and it's better that they're in their mother's basements, quotation marks, whacking off the Projekt Melody than speaking to real women, why'd you write this article? From what I can tell on Twitter and YouTube, everybody sees it as a big goof. It's a big goof. The only people upset about it are girls on Chaturbate that are never going to make the front page anyway. That's it. I've talked to women in the adult industry that are actually successful. They don't care about Projekt Melody. Projekt Melody isn't on their radar. They don't care. But since it upsets journalists and a couple women on Chaturbate that can make more money on that site than most dudes do, you know, throwing garbage in the back of a truck, it's a big laugh for the rest of them. And that's what we're all here for. We're all here for a laugh before coronavirus kills us, at least in my case.